Konnichiwa minasan, this is Missimo Orahara and today we are gonna talk about a Kenpachi. Zaraki Kenpachi? No. The first Kenpachi Yachiro Onahana? No. I have already did a video about her. So what? This dude that was defeated by Zaraki? Also no. So we didn't see any other Kenpachi in the manga than this three. In fact yes, but there are two Kenpachi they have revealed in the novels of Spirits Are Forever With You that was written by Narita, the one who did the novels of Can't Fear Your Own World. And these two Kenpachi are the 7th Kenpachi and the 8th Kenpachi Asashiro, which is one of my favorite characters outside Bleach manga, and he was one of the main characters of Spirits Are Forever With You. And I really wished if this character was involved in the final arc, and I will make a video about him in the future. I still remember the days when these novels came out. It was at the beginning of the final arc, that was on fire, and those novels were like a part of the global promotion that Shonen Jump was trying to give to the final arc of Bleach. There were these two novels and also a free book that was given with the volume 55, which was the first volume of the final arc and also the only volume from the volumes of the final arc that sold over than 700,000 copies. Unfortunately, there isn't any full translation of these novels into English. To my knowledge, all we have is just a couple of summaries, unlike the novel of Can't Fear Your Own World that were translated by the fans and also will be translated starting from the next summer by Viz Media. And all you can do is just read the summaries, and personally I don't know if these informations are canon or not, or was approved by Kobo himself, or some of them that was only approved by Kobo, because there is some sketch in the novels that are drawn by Kobo himself, but we are just gonna discover them because they are really something good to know. However, that's not our main topic. I will talk in this video specifically about the 7th Kenpachi and its weird Bankai. This man name is Kuriyashiki, and by defeating the 6th Kenpachi in a deadly battle, he took the title of Kenpachi. And as you know, that was like a unique habit in the 11th division. Killing the current captain in a battle makes you directly the captain of that division. And that's what happened to Kuriyashiki. He protected his title as a Kenpachi for many centuries. As a personality, it said that he was quite social, and not only inside his division but also outside. And more than that, Kyorako Shunsui was his best friend. Kyorako knew him more than anyone. They were drinking together and making parties sometimes, and you know Kyorako and his relationship with Hisagi. And when I heard about that at that time the final arc was still ongoing, I was hoping to see a flashback about him and Kyorako, especially when Kobo said that Kyorako clothes has a secret, but that didn't happen. We saw the story of Nanao's mother and her holy sword. However, that was about some of his personality. As a power, it said that Kuriyashiki was strong enough to be invaded by the Zero Squad, but he refused. And as Kuriyashiki said, it was just an invitation. It wasn't officially ordered by the Central 46, because as I said in my last video about the Zero Squad, power is not what you should have in your CV. To be in the Zero Squad you must have power and also made something special for the Soul Society. And from what I can see, the 7th Kenpachi did nothing special. But as a power, it said he was very strong. He even beated a Vasto Lord in the past. And about this point, he entered into a discussion with Kyorako, asking Kyorako if he can defeat a Vasto Lord, and Kyorako replied with an answer that I really considered a diplomatic answer. He said, "It depends on compatibility. I could win against a Vasto Lord and lose against a Gillian. You never know." Oh really, Kyorako? I really wished if Stark was serious enough in his fights against you, then we would see about that. And this is some of his achievements. About his Zanpakuto, Kuriyashiki Zanpakuto named Kamawariro, and it's like the Zanpakuto of Unohana Minazuki. I mean, like a living creature type Zanpakuto. And from this fan art that was based on the informations that in the novels, we can see the Shikai of Koryashiki. Koryashiki can summon those weird creatures with those large fangs, and that's the Shikai's form. The Bankai is really one of the weirdest Bankai that I have ever seen, and you can also add it to the Bankai that are not allowed to be released in public, like the Bankai of Hirako. Just imagine the seriousness of this Bankai. The Century 46 made it forbidden to be released under any circumstances, and Koryashiki can only use this Bankai every 6 months, which means if he releases his Bankai in November, then he won't be able to use this Bankai until May. Why? Well, when Koryashiki releases Gagaku Kairo, and this is the name of his Bankai, a jar of unbelievable size. The size of that jar is bigger several times than the Surge itself, and it comes from the ground and crushes everything without distinction of living or non-living between its teeth, and the only one who can survive from that Bankai is his owner. Can you imagine that? A Bankai with that ability. But despite of the destructive power of his Bankai, it was one of the reasons that led him to death. As you know, such a Bankai, Koryashiki can't use it in a place that is full of his allies, and this is why when Asashiro came to Koryashiki to fight him for the title of the Kenpachi in a deadly battle, Koryashiki couldn't use his Bankai because there was members of his division, and also Hirako I think was there. So Asashiro took this advantage and used his Bankai, and he killed Koryashiki, and by that he became the 8th Kenpachi. And that was happened 250 years ago. The Bankai of the 7th Kenpachi, it's like a nuclear weapon. And if you have noticed, almost all the Bankai that were revealed in the novels have this nature, a Bankai that can't be released freely without restrictions. The Bankai of Hisagi, Hirako Shinji, and the 7th Kenpachi. And also in the manga there is the Bankai of Hirako. And this is why I think the Goto 13 should have a genius strategist inside them. This strategist must know every Bankai in the Goto 13, and of course it should be someone reliable. And based on that, during the war or a raid against the enemy, they can benefit and use those kind of the Bankai on the enemy. At least the Bankai wouldn't be useless just because his owner can't use it during the war. And for example, let's take the case of Hirako Bankai. The ability of his Bankai, it makes the enemies fight each other thinking each one of them are the enemy. But he must be alone and no one from his friends must be near to him, so he can use the Bankai without any risk. And after the first invasion of the Quincy, the Gochi or Hirako could think about that and make a plan that makes Hirako use his Bankai perfectly in the next battle. And we could see Hirako use his Bankai, for example, against the girls of the Quincy, because they are the ones who are always together, and by that Hirako will make 5 generators fight each other. But no, instead of that we saw him hanging with Momo and blabbling about his Shikai against Bambita. Because when you look deeper in the Goto 13, you don't see them as organized divisions. Each captain fights with his style and strategy without a general plan. And this is, I think, can't work when you fight an army like what happened with the Quincy and the first invasion. And for the 7th Kenpachi, his Bankai, as I said, is like a nuclear weapon. Can't be used only in the land of the enemy. And I wonder if he ever used this Bankai, and if he does, when and where. I think maybe he used it in the Hikomondo, because that's the best place where I can see he able to use it. And for the 8th Kenpachi Asashiro, this man is another thing. His Bankai are really something else, and I will talk about him in my upcoming videos. All I can say now, I wished if Asashiro Kobo makes him in the final arc as a new character. So this is the end of the video, guys. What do you think about this Bankai of the 7th Kenpachi? And also, what do you think if Kobo can make in the future a list of all the Kenpachi that were before Zaraki? That would be something nice to see. Thanks for watching and see you guys in my next video.